You flew across the world with a working holiday visa, a backpack with everything you own, and about 3 weeks of savings before reality kicks in. Here's the truth nobody tells you before you board that plane. Australia will pay you well, it will test you hard, and if you know the rules of the game you can extend your stay, stack serious money, and have the adventure of a lifetime. But if you don't know the rules, you can lose your visa, get underpaid, and burn through your budget before you even reach the coast. And stay watching for the meaning of today's Aussie slang word, act the goat, later in the video. I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen to you. This is your complete 2026 guide to working, surviving, and absolutely thriving as a backpacker in Australia. Jobs, visas, hostel life, rights, real tips from the ground. Let's get into it. Right now in 2026, Australia has one of the highest demands for backpacker labour it has seen in years. The agriculture sector alone is short tens of thousands of workers. Tourism is bouncing back hard and regional hospitality, think resort towns, ski fields, and tropical islands, is actively advertising overseas. The opportunity is real, but finding the right job is where most backpackers make costly mistakes. The top industries hiring backpackers right now are horticulture and farm work, hospitality, tourism and outdoor activities, and labor and construction. Farm work is the backbone of the backpacker economy. It is physical, it is seasonal, and it pays well. It is also one of the best ways to qualify for your second and third year visa. If you have any experience behind a bar or in a kitchen, you are already ahead in hospitality. Diving instructors, tour guides, and adventure sport assistants are gold roles if you have certifications. A diving cert or a forklift license can literally change your earning trajectory in Australia. Regional labour hire companies also offer solid legal casual work that pays extremely well. Skills pay, invest in them before you arrive if you can. The apps and sites you need in 2026 start with the Harvest Trail website, run by the Australian government, which maps current farm work vacancies by crop and region. It is free, updated regularly, and completely legitimate. Seek.com.au is still the dominant job board for hospitality and labour roles. Set your location to regional and filter for casual or part-time. These two sites alone will cover the majority of your job search needs. Wait, before we go any further, I need to tell you about the visa trap that catches hundreds of backpackers every single year. It is completely avoidable if you know about it now. Stay with me because this next section could literally save your visa. The Working Holiday Visa, subclass 417 and 462, comes with rules, and in 2026 those rules have been refined. In your first year you can work for any single employer for up to 6 months. After 6 months with the same employer you need to move on, or formally notify the Department of Home Affairs. Most backpackers have no idea that second step even exists. To qualify for a second-year visa, you need to complete 88 days of specified regional work. This includes horticulture, construction, mining, fishing, forestry, and bushfire recovery work. The government tightened the definition of regional in late 2024, so always check postcode eligibility on the Home Affairs website before you accept a job for visa purposes. Getting this wrong can cost you your extension. When managing and staying in hostels in Australia, we saw so many guests struggle to find work. That is why we started Backpack Australia. We have contact with over 4,000 employers in Australia. If you want help finding great jobs, subscribe to our newsletter and send us an email. Yes, a third-year visa exists and more backpackers than ever are taking it. To access it you now need 179 days of specified work across at least 2 different regional areas. This pathway was expanded and clarified in the 2025 Migration Update. If you are planning ahead, this is a genuine route to spending 3 full years in Australia. Here is the trap that catches people every single season. Some farm employers will promise to sign off your 88 days and then ghost you, or claim you worked fewer days than you actually did. Always get a written employment contract before you start, and keep your own records, screenshots, a notes app, a diary, anything that documents your hours and days. Do not rely on a verbal agreement for something this important. Use the Fair Work Ombudsman app to verify your minimum entitlements before you start any job. As of July 2025, the national minimum wage is $24.10 per hour. If you are being paid less than that, it is wage theft and it is illegal. You can report it directly through the Fair Work Ombudsman and they will act on it. Quick power move. Drop your country in the comments right now and tell me what has been your biggest challenge finding work in Australia. I read every single comment and reply to as many as I can. If your question is a good one, it might become its own dedicated video. Hit subscribe while you are down there because new videos drop every single week. Now let's talk about the part of backpacker life that nobody shows in the Instagram photos but that actually defines your entire experience. Your hostel is not just a place to sleep. In 2026, the best hostels in Australia function as employment ecosystems with job boards, managers who have employer contacts, and fellow travelers who just came from a region full of work. The single most underrated job hunting tool in Australia is a conversation in a hostel kitchen at 7 in the evening. The person sitting next to you might have just finished an 88-day farm stint with their contractor's number ready to share. They might know which cafe is desperately understaffed or be heading somewhere and need a travel companion. Introduce yourself with what you are looking for, not just where you are from. Saying you are looking for hospitality work in Queensland opens far more doors than simply saying you are from France. Check the hostel notice board every single day because employers who trust backpackers often post directly there before they post online. Build genuine relationships with hostel staff because long-term hostel workers know everyone in town and are a hidden recruitment network most backpackers completely overlook. These leads move fast and they are warm. Someone has already vouched for you before you even pick up the phone. That is an advantage you cannot get from any job app. When it comes to safety in hostels, use a padlock on your locker every single time without exception. Never leave valuables visible on your bunk, laptop, passport, or cash. For solo travelers, connect with backpacker Facebook groups specific to your region before you even arrive. These communities are incredible early warning systems and support networks. And if a hostel feels wrong when you walk in, trust that instinct and find somewhere else. If you comment in the next 24 hours with where you are currently based in Australia and what kind of work you are after, I will personally give you a priority reply with specific leads and tips for your exact situation. Not a bot, not a template, me. That window closes fast, so do it now, then keep watching because the best part of this video is still coming. Here is what all of this is really about. You did not fly to Australia just to work. You came to live here properly and deeply in a way that changes something in you permanently. But a working holiday that funds real adventure requires a strategy. Here is the 3-block system the smartest backpackers in Australia are using right now. Block 1 is earn. Lock in your regional work early and get your 88 days done in your first 4 to 5 months. Yes, it is intense and farm work can be physically punishing, but front-loading the hard yards means the rest of your year opens up completely with no visa pressure hanging over you. Block 2 is explore. Once your regional requirement is ticked, move. Follow the seasons, follow the coast, and follow the work to the places you actually want to be. The East Coast Trail, the tropical north, the surf towns, the food culture of Melbourne. Australia is enormous and you should treat it like the country it truly is. Block 3 is extend. If you are loving it, and most people are, plan for year 2, and now year 3 is a real pathway for many nationalities. Think about which regions you want to return to and what skills you can develop now that unlock better paying work the second time around. The backpackers who plan this way get the most out of Australia by a long way. At the national minimum wage of $24.10 an hour, a full-time week in Australia earns you around $964 before tax. Live frugally for 3 months and travel richly for the rest of the year. That is the playbook. The earning potential here is genuinely world-class compared to equivalent working holidays in Europe or Southeast Asia. Stack it early and spend it freely later. Almost every long-term backpacker in Australia talks about the confidence that comes from navigating all of this independently. Finding work in a foreign country, standing up for your rights, building a social network from zero, and managing money across borders are not just travel memories. These are life skills that change how you move through the world forever. That is the real reward of a working holiday in Australia. That is your complete 2026 working holiday playbook. Know your visa conditions, 88 days for year 2 and 179 for year 3. Know your rights, $24.10 per hour, and the Fair Work Ombudsman is your friend. Use the Harvest Trail, use Seek, use the Hostel notice board, and keep records of everything. If this video gave you value, smash that like button because it genuinely helps this channel reach more backpackers who need this information. Subscribe for new content every single week covering jobs, visa tips, regions, and real backpacker stories from the ground in 2026. Wherever you are in your journey right now, drop it in the comments. I am here. This is Backpack Australia. See you in the next one. And here is today's slang word. It is act the goat. It means to behave foolishly. Are you planning to act the goat today, or keeping things sensible? Do you want work or Aussie backpacking information? We are connected with 4,000 plus employers right now. Sign up for our exclusive newsletter. Link in the description. Every backpacker has a story. Go out and write yours. See you in the next video.